on the neck of false teachings and challenge Euro-Christian ideologies head-on. We stand on facts over beliefs, insertions and assumptions as we journey together on a path of pure righteousness, guided by true African spirituality or Alkebulan wisdom. Each episode is part of a powerful movement to reclaim our identity, uplift our community, and walk in the power of truth. Tune in nightly at 9 p.m. for transformative insights and hard-hitting discussions as we unmask hidden truths and rise to our fullest potential.
Peace, everyone. It's your brother man from the motherland coming to you guys live from the NY, back with another one of that ROD pod. For those that don't know who I am him, Junes, that NBIC, and again, I represent that ROD. Definitely want to give a shout out to you guys, my YouTube family, right? And of course, the heavenlies for my ancestors and all those that guided me to this particular moment that I am in right now. Shout out to you guys. Round of applause. Now, before you guys lose your mind, let me explain the hat on my head. Yesterday, I went to a company dinner, right, where I was there to support my bro who received rewards for his hard work, etc., etc. But long story short, they was giving out these hats. They gave it to us. They said, here you go. Here's your gift, etc., etc. And that's what happened. So this is why it's on my head. It was a green hat. Never seen one before. I said, why not? Right? Because the green for me is the reminder of the Grinch, right? So we the ones that's disrupting the holidays with the real truth, or should I say the real facts. So that's the reason for this. Don't get it any other way. But with that being said, I wanted to talk to you guys about this image right here. Now, some of you guys don't know who these people are. So, as you can see, this is the chief. And this was one of the original freedom fighters out in Africa. And this is what these two individuals had to say. Let me read it. It said, when the missionaries arrived, the Africans had the land and the missionaries had the Bible. Whoa. They taught us how to pray with our eyes closed. When we opened them, they had the land and we had the Bible. Okay? That's from Jomo Kenyatta. And this is the Chief Pontiac. They came with a Bible and their religion, stole our land, crushed our spirit, and now tell us we should be thankful to the Lord for being saved. Now, these are the ones that was present when this atrocities landed on their shores. Now, I put together a slide. And in this slide is going to show you guys exactly how they was able to do what they do, as far as give you a book and they take your land. It really wasn't that hard and it really wasn't rocket science, but yet it happened. It occurred and we shall address it. So let me share my screen with you guys. Okay? I'm sharing my screen with you guys. All right? Now, The Bible versus the land. The tale of colonization. Unpacking the historical roles of religion in colonial conquest by no other than Jones, the NBIC. You heard? We outside. Let's continue. The first thing that they did was weaponize the weaponization of faith. Now, what is faith? For those that don't know, faith is believing into something that is fake, meaning believing into something or standing on something that has no foundation, that has nothing but just a belief, right? Because belief and faith are under the same umbrella, or your perception to what you're being told and what you receive. Okay, that's what faith is. So this is how they weaponized us with this faith. Colonizers presented the Bible as a divine authority, using it to, or what? Arrest moral superiority over indigenous populations. Indigenous spiritual beliefs were often labeled as pagan or inferior, and Christianity was imposed as the civil way of life. Right? They gave us this book and taught you this word faith and having trust. Even through everything that happened, they gave you the word faith for you to have trust and trust, believe. Trust me, God is going to come. The Savior is going to deliver. He always delivers. He delivered us. He took us from the Caucasus Mountains down to the bottom, to the mountaintop, and now we over here making everything burn like hot pots. Yeah? Okay? This is what came. This is the weaponization of faith. All right? Let's continue. Psychological control. Okay? This is how this is how we lost the land. Like I told you. They had to take you away from your roots. They had to introduce you to something that we have never done. We've never ever knew these gods in the Biblos. We never knew what the Biblos was. Our connection, we had a divine connection. And when we had the divine connection, the world was at peace. You had your little conflicts here and there, but the world was at peace. This is facts. But the psychological control, the Bible was used to manipulate the mindset of colonized people, promoting what? Submission and obedience through selective teachings of scripture. Verses like turn the other cheek or servants obey your master were emphasized to suppress the resistance and to reinforce colonial heresy. Okay, now what they also should add to this, and you guys may agree, is the modern day emphasization of obeying and being suppressed and being in servitude is Deuteronomy chapter 28, where everybody's saying, man, you know, we going through our servitude because we disobey God. We the tail because we disobey God. This is the new age and the new ways of, psychological control, telling us that the reason why we are in these circumstances is because we are cursed people. This is this is the title we placed upon ourselves. I feel so disappointed in myself to the fact that I really believe that it was a curse or should I say that I was a curse, and I was a cursed individual, and I had to look at my brothers and sisters like they were cursed beings. No, we wasn't cursed. We was ambushed. We was hijacked. We was infiltrated. But they used the Biblos to justify, and they love Deuteronomy chapter 28. That instead of making the black man want to rally up and connect back with the black man in the black land, nah, they don't like those plans. They prefer to be with the ideology of the enemy. This is the psychological control that's being done on our people right now. And I apologize because I didn't know. I did not know what I was doing to you guys. I really did not know exactly what I was doing to you guys. I didn't know that I had this much power and control. I didn't know. I didn't know that I was just finishing the job of the missionaries. I was finishing their job. And I didn't know. And I'll be the first one to apologize. I'm sorry. Because it's not about a psychological control. This awakening is not about psychological control. It's about acknowledging those that put the foundations in place to allow us to be under control. The things that was put in place to control. The things that put in place to distract, sell our souls. Who's coming up with these ideas? Who's coming up with this groundwork, the blueprint? Those are the ones that we need to be rallying up for, coming together. The ones that thought it was okay to come into your land and just yap you up. Those are the things that we supposed to be focusing on, guys. So for me, knowing what I know, studying what I've been studying, reading what I've been reading, talking to the people how I've been talking to the people, all we was doing and all we remain to do is continue doing the works of the enemy, still learning the ways of them and not the ways of us. Why verses like this is literally justified because it's in the Biblos. We justify being cursed people. We justify, being slaves and being in servitude. We justify giving Caesar what is Caesar. We justify all of these things. Even the Biblos, they make sure they give honor to Caesar, and you guys still don't see that. You guys still don't see the metaphor within the Biblos when they tell you, render Caesar's what is Caesar's. They do that right now in the Biblos, render Caesar's what is Caesar's. This is your God saying that. Saying, I don't want no beef, and you guys don't see that. This is the psychological control. Let us continue. Yeah, the eraser of indigenous culture. By introducing Christianity, colonizers often erase indigenous spiritual practices, replacing them with Western religious doctrines. Do you guys ever ask yourself this question? Why are they always saying westernize, Western religion, Western? Do you know why? See, you guys do not know the purpose of America and why America was chosen to be what it is right now. You see, America was and my opinion, still is a test run. America is the land where they pitch it like it's the most phenomenal thing, but in reality, it's literally just a test station for individuals like you and me. You start to see that by the curriculums in school and the things that they want children to be exposed to. Excuse me, and the food that we eat, right? The music, the frequencies, is everything is just imbalanced in America, and it's intentional. But the purpose was America was to be the station for the trials and errors to see what you know what they can use, you know what they can touch. I can't speak too much, but you know what I'm saying. America is that place, and it's intentional. America is the trial and error. America is like, yo, listen, look, we're gonna try same-sex marriage and let's see how these people operate. And we're gonna promote it like, everybody's cool with it. And guess what? Then the whole world is gonna be cool with it. This is just what it is. But when you hear the word Western doctrine, nobody don't say, okay, then what is Western doctrine? Western doctrine is the Biblos. Western doctrine is the Biblo. Western doctrine is Christianity and all the religions that fall under that umbrella. That's the doctrine. But nobody in Africa, in Europe, in America, there's not a single black person that says, "Wait, hold on. Can I prove this belief? Can I prove it? Can I walk can, can I walk 1,000 miles with complete faith in Jesus on a hot sunny day, and I have faith that I won't drink no water and I'm gonna get to my destination from A to B in the most hottest day of the year, and I'm gonna have faith that I'm gonna get there in one piece. Do you really believe such thing? Because if we really believed in such things, and I'm gonna keep it 100 with you guys, if we really believed in such things, we never would be going to the hospital. If we believed in Jesus the way that we brag about we believing in Jesus, we should be having the power of heal. I should be able to touch my fellow brother, my fellow comrade, my fellow follower and believer and worship and honor and servant of Christ. Come here, my brother. Let me give you something phenomenal. Let me give you something phenomenal. Huh? Huh? Something you guys got to think about, man. Traditional language, rituals, and oral histories were systematically suppressed under the guise of religious conversions, excuse me. Now, for those that don't know about Al Kebulan, it's mandatory for you to speak English. That's why, sometimes I be like, yo, how you guys is in Africa? Y'all speak better English than me. And I've been speaking this singular language my entire life. And you guys are with your accent, but speak and, communicate and critique and artique that word in the language so phenomenal. I'm like, how do you do this? Until I found out that it was mandatory, that in their school systems, they have to learn the English language. They have to learn either English. They have to learn either English, Spanish, or Amharic, whatever the language title for that call. They have to learn those things. on top of their language and everything else. But those three language is a mandatory, depending on which EU controls those areas, right? You have to learn it. This is mandatory. So when I found that out, I said, you see? When I found that out, I said, you see? Now you just imagine having your child having to learn this and having to learn that. How much time do you have to have the oral historical conversations with that child? How often? Maybe zero. Think about that. Our rituals and our history, we was told that it's evil. We got brothers and sisters right now justifying, wow, black magic is wicked, and you're gonna go to hell and you're gonna burn. Black people talking about things, discrediting and disgracing things that their ancestors did with their eyes closed. We are condemning it now. Who mind are we representing and who mind are we using? That's not the mind of a black man. That's the mind of a caveman. That's the mind of a Caesar. It's not a mind of an El Capulet. It's not. It's really not. Let us continue. The land disposition. This is what you guys are failing to realize. The Bible was used to legitimize land seizures, framing colonization as a divine mission. For example, the idea of a promised land. Why did they say these things? Why is Africa the promised land? And why now the Bible story is happening in Africa? Because they want you to know that that story is about them and then that land is going to be them. Sooner or later, black people is going to believe that they come from Antarctica. Sooner or later, black people is going to believe that they come from space and they landed here, because the way that these people are moving and the way that they destroying history and literally recreating history, especially with the creation of this AI. You guys, if we don't take control and make sure that our children is being taught African studies and they don't know the Al Capulan people and the traditions and the orals and you know the dancing and you know what I'm saying, and all of the things that we do. If we don't continue this, they're gonna make sure that that is removed. Why you think they's not trying to teach you children black history in school no more? That's not their job. You think I'm about to give you think I'm gonna give you any ammunition to get closer to who you are? Absolutely not. Scratch that. That's something that you supposed to do. And guess what? They're absolutely right. You are the one that's supposed to teach your child their history, black history. Forget all that. You don't even gotta, we can go a step further. You're supposed to be the one to teach your child your ancestors, your grandmother, your grandfather. Even if you can't go back to your great grandparents, at least speak to them and ask them questions and try to see what they know so you get an idea of who you are. And some of us can't go back past slavery, and it's cool as long as you have a route that ancestors will figure out. This is a fact. But let's continue. It says colonizers often claim they were what? Fulfilling a God-given right to the lands they occupy, regardless of the native population claims. This is what you call a God-given right. So if I come into your space and I violate you and I do all the wickedness you can imagine, and then when the smoke settles and the smoke clears and everything comes back to normal, I give you a book, and in that book it says that you shall be taken from your land and you shall no longer see it again, and you will be in servitude. And you see stuff like that in the Bible, and you was told, but not you though, not you, not the ancestors. This story was told to the children. You see, it's never about the adults. You see, they do studies every time. They know when it's time to just let go of the adults and put the focus on the children. That's why the music changed at the same time over and over again. The style, the wear, the language, it changed over and over and over again. And if you pay attention, if you could really pay attention, every generation it gets dumber and dumber. Every generation. And while the generation is getting dumber, is getting sensitive, and then they're putting things in place to prevent individuals like me to speak some sense into you, to bring up your testosterone, to put down your estrogen, to make you question the stuff that you have been told for the last 400 plus years. That when it makes you look at these stories that you was told for 400 plus years with a third eye and say, hold on, this does not make sense. This not supposed to be like this. This supposed to be like that. These are the things that we as individuals are not paying attention to. And this is why this is why they do what they do. And this is why individuals like myself is, shh. Okay? This was the God-given right to hurt, destroy. Where in the scriptures did it say that children was going to be fed to alligators? Where in the scriptures did it say that, everybody will be burning on a cross, beaten to a pulp, stomped out, eyes taken out? Where in the scriptures where those things was mentioned? Where's the prophecy about that? Where's the warning about that? You guys are able to see everything. You couldn't even just let us know how vicious these people was. Maybe if we knew how vicious these people was, we would have just moved a little bit different. Maybe we just would have been keeping these commandments. But some apparent reason that we don't get that. Think about that, people. Every prophecy, this is going on, but damn, nobody showed us in the Bible that we was gonna be fed to alligators. Nobody showed us in the Bible where black women will be tied on one end of the horse and on the other hand, feet on one side of the horse, hands tied to another, and they slap the butt of the horse just to split that woman in half. Where was that in the scriptures? Where was that in the apocalypse of Paul and Peter? Where was that? Where was that in the book of Enoch? Where was that? You know why? You know why those things wasn't there? You know why? Because the story was never about you. When they compiled that story together, remember, people, every time a Bible gets revised, the Bible gets revised to fit the times and the times that we are in, as far as whether it's sensitive. I'm gonna give you an example. Right now, the Biblos, they have a fisherman version to it, because the Biblos supposedly is too harsh, and it doesn't promote equality. It promotes division and hatred and all the nonsense. So they got a version for that. This is facts. This is not me saying this. You can look these stuff up. Okay? But I just lost my train of my train. I said my train. My train of thought. You know what I mean. Division amongst the indigenous people. Introducing new religious ideologies cause division within communities. Aren't we divided now? How many religions are there out there? And how many black people are the number one contributors to it? There is no better Christian than a black man. There is no better Muslim than a black man. There's no better Jehovah Witness than a black man. There's no better Hebrew than a black man. There's no better. Hold on. There's no better Bantu than a black man. You think I'm gonna forget? Absolutely not. These are the facts. This is the division that happens because of this ideology. When the same ideology has told you that a nation divided can't stand, they told you that in within your Biblos. But not a single person stands on those morals. Not a single person stands on those morals. It doesn't matter which demographics they are in. If you're not a part of their club, they do not stand on that moral. You can be reading the same book, believe the same thing, call on the same God. But if you're not a part of their club, you is a dub. This is a fact. The division that comes along with this Biblos. Okay? Some individuals adopted Christianity for what? Survival or privilege. Now, when you read this book right here, hold on, let me pull it up. What did my lady do with this book, man? What did she do? She removed it. Man, she removed it. Oh, it's right here. Now, when you read this book right here, let me put it up for you guys, so you, just in case you want to go make a purchase, you hold it up just a little bit longer. Now, when you read this book right here, this book, that book, it tells you the perks that they used to give the slaves that converted and just accepted the ideology so they can be accepted and receive the perks that came along with such conversion. They used to literally have them in the nicest horse. They used to pull up with the nice horse. They had their own little hut. They, you know what I'm saying? Like they made sure the first people that got homes to live as slaves was pastors. Or should I say one of them was pastors. And all of that was intentional. That was intentional because what it was going to do was going to make brothers and sisters want to convert to this ideology in hopes to be chosen to receive such perks. And not only is the perks is something that they desire, or if they ever tasted it, right? Suppose somebody tasted like, damn, this joint was amazing. Guess what they're going to do? They're going to then teach their children how to be good, obedient servants, where they can also have an opportunity to receive the perks. So you know, this is what this religion, these biblos have done to our people. It has caused complete division, and our people does not even know. It does not even know. And the division is literally based on a story. A story that was never written by colored people. You can't justify it. You can't find it. All you can do is put a belief, a faith, and an insertion into a story that you want everybody, including yourself, to believe that this is our book. Yeah. Education and indoctrination. Missionary schools taught colonialized children biblical teachings while aligning them from their what? Their heritage. These schools became a tool for producing a generation of people who were distant from their cultural identity and loyal to colonial rulers. Hold on. So again, the objective was to re-educate the children. Like I said before, they already done studies on the adults. They know when to remove, they know when to switch the switch, they know when to do everything. That's why everything is repetitive until boom. When you hear the boom, when you see something different, it's because now it's time to appease to the up and coming generation. Okay? When you see the iPhone, you'll see the iPhone look the same. And then when the next generation is coming up, they hit them with something different. It's the same script over and over and over and over and over again. Same as religion. You know what I'm saying? Same as religion. But the objective is always for the children. The Biblos tell you train up a child from young so when they get old, they cannot depart. They tell you that in the Biblos. Train up a child from young so when they get old, they will not depart. The Biblos tell you that. So if I teach a child that Jesus is king and he's Lord and he's white and he's pale and he's a Hebrew and or he's from Africa or this and that and the story of God and we do this and we teach a child, by the time that child turns 40 years old, this man is probably gonna be more destroyed than or had more damage done to them than the missionaries has ever done to any one of the El Kebulans that was forced to convert. It would be more damaging because we don't understand what these people are doing. We don't understand that the school system and everything that's in place is literally in place to reconvert the minds of your children. That's all it's all about. Because it's never about the adults. The adults have their time, they brush off, they get old, you know what I'm saying? And then they die, and then that next generation, it's a cycle. Okay? These schools became a tool for producing a generation of people who were distant from their cultural identity and loyal to colonial rulers. And loyal to colonial rulers. Distance from their cultural identity. Oh, we are distant. Here in America, we are distant. Like I said, I spent 10 plus years learning the ways of Europeans, and I should have been spending 10 plus years learning the ways of my people, black people, African, El Kebulan. Those are the things that I should have been focusing on. Not saying I'm not grateful for the ideology and the studies and the what I learned. I'm not gonna act like I'm not grateful for that. Very thankful, but at the same token, that energy should have been spent on finding who I was, my ancestors, traveling into African black territories, learning our culture, You know what I'm saying? Those are the things that I wish I had more focus on. And now that I have this understanding and I have this great awakening, this spiritual awakening, the El Kebule kidnapped awakening, I gotta spend the remainders of my years learning about who I am, what I am, why I am, and what am I doing to remain him. Why I am him. I am him. Jones, the NBIC. You feel me? Let's talk about this economic exploitation. Religious institutions often work hand in hand with the colonizers to exploit the labor and resources of indigenous populations. The Bible was used to install the idea that hard labor and suffering were virtuous, thus normalizing exploitation. Isn't that a truth? Isn't this lovely? Isn't that the truth? Now, again, I tell you, the Biblos was handed to you. After the smoke cleared, the Biblos was handed to you for you to see and start to believe that the justification for your enslavement was because you was disobedient to God. That this God that you have never heard of a day in your life is mad at you because you decided to do what you've been doing for the last 7,000, 8, 10, 20, 30, 40 billion years. Who knows? I don't know. I'm not here to chase the track with the beginning of the earth. All I know is we was doing something, minding our business, living a great, peaceful, righteous, loving, populating, overpopulating the earth life. That is what I know. And that's the end of these slots. That's the end that I know. This right here, nah, I don't know what this is. This is torturous. Our land has been our land has been taken, and a book was given to justify the reason why the land was taken. We're justifying it. Let me pull this picture. Let me show you something else. I want to show you guys something else. Why not? This one. This one. Yeah, let me play this video. Hold on. Damn. I forgot I had to put this joint in here. Damn, bear with me. Bear with me. Not right now. Not right now. Not right now. Bear with me, guys. Damn. How did I forget? Alright. Real quick, real quick. I'm getting there real quick. Not right now. No, we'll do that later. Do that later. I totally forgot, guys. My apologies. This gonna be real quick. It's gonna be real quick. Just give me a second. My apologies. My apologies. But yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? We keep forgetting where we at. We keep forgetting what's going on. Okay. Yes. Ooh, that joint came quick too. Let me put this up. Let me put this up. Let me put this away. Yeah. Shout out to the person that created this, by the way. Oh, that was the wrong. That was the wrong one too. Okay. So let me put this video up on the screen for you
I
guys.
think religion, Christianity has played a part.
That was the wrong one. Hold on, that was the wrong one. That was the wrong one. It's this one.
Religion, Christianity has played a part, a serious role in giving us this inferiority complex. As I don't remember who was the speaker who said, I mean, if the slave and the slave master is worshiping the same God, whose prayers get answered?
Whose prayers get answered? You see, there are people that's awoken, that's outside, that's that's been speaking this talk such for a very long time. But as the times get to where we at, and the dumb down of humanity also means the reinsurance, or whatever that word is, when it rises out of nowhere, of laws that's going to be put in place, because you have to put laws in place to protect the weak. And when you only as strong as your mind is. So if you're mentally weak, you're physically going to be weak. If you're mentally weak, you're going to be physically weak. Strength does not only come from lifting weights and doing push-ups, and no, strength comes from being able to survive and read the room and read books, and you know what I'm saying, able to work the third essence of your brain. Like the that's strength. The strongest X-Men was the one that was using their minds. The strongest X-Men was the one that used their minds. Wasn't the one that had claws, wasn't the one that can shoot, none of that. It was the one that could use their minds. So you have to understand that. But when it comes to what religion has done, religion has literally destroyed the minds of our people, where we see ourselves less of who we are because of what we have been exposed to. Now, this exposure is not beneficial for us, because this is it's not how we think, it's not how we move, it's not how we eat, it's not how we live. It's just not who we are. This story is only for a particular group of people. Now, in this story, are there little hints and tips and dips that can make you feel like the story is about you? Absolutely. But in reality, that story is never about us. The creation of that story was literally designed. Remember, before the Bible was created, before it was created, King James got the best writers and told the writers, this is what I need you to do. The person that said this is what I need you to do is literally coming from creating his own book, a demon book. And in that meeting, it was to ensure that the demon god, their God, the Yahwehs, the Yahushuas, the Baal, the Lucifer, their gods, the Zeus, the Hercules, the Jesus, the Abraham, the Isaac, That's their gods. That's their relatives. That's their ancestors. That's their creation. That has absolutely nothing to do with us. Because not a single person in Africa can trace back the lineage of Solomon, trace back the lineage of David. Not a single El Kebulan person can show me at least 70 women or children or anybody that comes from the out of the 700 concubines of Solomon. I'll wait for it. You would never find it. Ever. Because that story never existed. We was building. We didn't need no angels to come with a ring for us to build these beautiful castles. We've been doing this. That try to minimize the greatness of black people, like black people can't create. We need this. No, come on, man, stop. We had castles here. Look at the kingdom of Benin. Look at the kingdom of Benin. Look at the kingdom of the Zulus. Look at the kingdom that was the Cameroon kingdom and all these kingdoms that was present prior to colonialism. Castles. This is how we was living. Some had castles, others just had a big space of, you know what I'm saying, a big lot for them and their families to live peacefully ever after. We don't know what Yahweh is. We don't know what Yahushua. We don't know what these things are. Black people, you gotta realize you don't know what this thing is. You don't know. You're making yourself believe that you know. You're forcing yourself to believe that it is, but you don't know. And it's time for us to stop being in the space of forcing ourselves to believe something we don't know. You have to lean on the facts. You can't lean on insertions. You can't lean on assumptions. You can't lean on insertions. You can't lean. You can't lean on that. You have to lean on the facts. You have to lean on the common sense. You gotta lean on the scientific, the astrological. You know what I'm saying? You have to lean on that. You have to lean on the African El Kebulan historical events. You have to lean on that. All of these things have to plan out and land the way it needs to land in order for us to get a clear understanding of exactly what's going on. Because in reality, bro, it doesn't make sense. And if it doesn't make sense, then it's time for us to step away. And that's the whole purpose. This is what I'm more focusing on. Because like I said, I have to see the good that the Biblos have done for our people before you see me ever saying, yeah, man, you know, maybe the Biblos is for us. I have to see the good. I have to see the good, but I won't see the good because the book that we are forcing ourselves to believe is not about us. It's about them. It is not our God. That is their gods. And we should never, and I repeat, never associate our African customs and cultural and traditions and who we are with a European text, a dialogue that's about them. You should never do that. That is a disrespect to your ancestors. That is a disrespect to your ancestors who didn't agree to that didn't accept that didn't want that was brutalized, beaten, slaughtered, even killed because they did not want to follow this ideology. You have to respect them because they are the reasons why you are here. And we cannot disrespect our ancestors. I can't disrespect my ancestors. I can't disrespect the creators. I can't disrespect my people. Let alone I cannot stand on the side and follow and use the tools that was used to destroy my people. I can't. Because in reality, this is not who we are. This Biblos has created a new wave of behavior towards the Alkebulans. We have a new behavior. It's called entitlement. It's called the kingdom shall come. It's called Jesus is on his way. It's called judgment is for you heathens. It's called judgment is for you Gentiles, you Edomites, you non-believers of Jesus Christ. Come on. Come on. It has to come to a time where we sit back and we ask ourselves, is this really how it goes? How long am I going to believe such story? When am I going to say, hold on, this don't add up. Let me put my pieces together. Let me put 1 and 1 equal 2. 2 plus 2 equal 4. Let me put that first. Because I'm tired of being insulted like I'm retarded, like I'm slow. Excuse me? You're not about to treat me and talk to me like that. You're not about to insult my intelligence. You telling me we made it this far in receiving bachelor's, doctorates. We was able to travel the world, have all these studies, do all these research, have access to things that our ancestors was never previous to. We got access to all that. You telling me that we're now are in the primest position to accept foolish ideology. You can't tell me that. You can't tell me that as intelligent as we are super dumbed down by choice when it comes to religion. That doesn't make sense. Super unacceptable. And until we justify that, we will continue to suffer. So in the words of our elders, when the missionaries arrived, the Africans had the land and the missionaries had the Bible. They taught us how to pray with our eyes closed. When we opened them, they had the land and we had the Bible. And in 2024, guess what we still holding on to? The Bible. And in 2024, guess what we're still doing? Believing in the Bible. And in 2024, guess what we are doing? Praying and waiting for the return of our Savior. It's your brother, man, from the motherland. I came to you guys live. Once again, continue supporting. Please, people, I hope you guys are tuning in. If it's your first time, I hope it's not your last time. If it's your second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th time, that means I'm still on your mind. That means we still on that grind. That means we're still about that time. Time for what? Time for you guys to go ahead and get yours, because I am on that journey to go and get mine. And again, continue supporting. Check this out, though, before I leave real quick. Got a brand new merch about to come out. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking care of the finishing touches right now. Getting ready to launch the website. Definitely about to make a purchase and show you guys moving forward. So when you see it, you're gonna know, like, nah, son, this right here. This one right here is the one. Facts. This is the one. New logo, this is the one. You guys won't be disappointed. I promise y'all. But anyway, it's your brother, man, from the motherland. You know who I am. You know what I'm here to do. I'm here to continue keeping my foot on all necks and continue standing on righteousness and never accept the disrespect. It's your brother, man. You understand? And I'm a holla.